Guys, in today's brief video, I want to take some time and talk about two major reasons why I struggled so much to quit vaping and to quit using nicotine products. For those of you guys who are new to the channel, I chewed tobacco, I vaped at a much younger age, somewhere around the age of like maybe 16, 17. I was smoking cigarettes for a period of time. A lot of people, when they're trying to quit using nicotine, are very, very worried about the physical withdrawal symptoms. Now, for some people, the physical withdrawal symptoms are negligible. They barely even notice them. But for others, the physical withdrawal symptoms are actually very real and very challenging to overcome, especially if we're talking about using nicotine salts, which is found in most of the disposable vape products. And I was always very, very hesitant to quit because I did not like the way withdrawal felt. Like, I'd start to quit, I'd get a headache, I would start sweating, I'd feel nauseous, kind of like I had the flu, I would get brain fog, I would get fatigue, and I'd be like, I can't do this, I can't quit, it's impossible, I don't like the way I feel, I don't want to feel like this. One of the things that I failed to realize was at one point or another in my journey with nicotine addiction, and this is especially true, we know this for a fact, if you smoke cigarettes or use tobacco products, sooner or later, you're not going to like the way you feel. And I want to explain what I mean by that. Let's say someone who smokes cigarettes, for example. What hurts more? Developing an illness like cardiac disease or potentially developing lung cancer down the line, or these minor withdrawal symptoms, and we can even call them moderate withdrawal symptoms. And what I'm getting at here isn't a message of fear-mongering, but it's the message that at some point or another along the course of this addiction, you are going to probably have to experience some level of discomfort. Now, the advantage to experiencing discomfort when you're going through withdrawal is you chose to quit and you're experiencing the symptoms of withdrawal on your own terms. So if you're quitting smoking cigarettes or quitting vaping, you expect to have a headache, you expect to be sweating, you expect to have some initial fatigue and brain fog. And you can plan your life appropriately. Maybe you take a few days off of work, maybe you stay away from, your group of friends, or you give your family a heads up, hey, I'm going to be irritable for the next week or the next few days. But the advantage to this is you get to choose how you're going to handle these withdrawal symptoms. Now, on the flip side of that, let me give you an example. When I was real heavy into vaping and chewing tobacco, I was getting a lot of bleeding problems with my gums, and I was always worried, oh my God, this is it. I have mouth cancer, I have throat cancer, I have some type of cancer in my mouth. And I would freak out. I'd wake up, I'd be, spit up blood, and I'd cancel all my patients for work that day. And I would book like an emergency appointment with the dentist. And then the dentist would look and be like, hey, I'm not sure, maybe we got to do x-rays. One time they sent me for a CAT scan of my jaw, and that just became the priority in my life. So now here I am canceling another day of patients to go get a CAT scan done. And then I'm anxiously, nervously waiting to hear back from the dentist. Is it cancerous? Is it a lesion of sorts? Or am I okay? Did I just floss too aggressively or something like that? At some point, the health consequences of these addictions catch up to a person. That is inevitable. If you keep using, there's a very small percentage of people who smoke cigarettes their whole lives or chew tobacco, or I'm going to say even vape, and don't eventually experience health consequences. The downfall to this is now you're not getting to choose when those bad things are going to happen to you. And oftentimes these health consequences happen at the most inconvenient times in our life. I was struggling with a majority of my health problems as I was right in the prime of building my business, right around that 5-year mark where things were really starting to take a positive turn. I was dealing with several health consequences, and that was taking a lot of my time and a lot of my energy, and I couldn't plan for when I was going to freak out. I couldn't plan for when that doctor wanted to see me or when the imaging facility was going to get me in for a scan. There's an advantage to quitting. You're getting to choose when and how you're going to experience those withdrawal symptoms. At least it's on your own terms, as compared to if you wait to quit till later on in life, you might not get to choose when and how that suffering occurs. And like I said, for most people in active addiction to tobacco products or nicotine products, that suffering is somewhat inevitable. So deal with it now or deal with it later. And on a very, very positive note about that, I think when you quit and you get through those withdrawals and you kind of, you build a tolerance to that discomfort, you build a tolerance to that suffering, I think it allows you to better endure other challenges that you're going to face later on in life. Like, I look back all the time and say, Frank, you did that. You got through that nicotine withdrawal when you felt so crappy, and you showed up to work, you showed up in life, you showed up for the things you needed to show up for. And I think I got a lot of strength from that, actually, that I apply to real life situations day to day now where there's challenges. I don't really fold too easily under pressure anymore, whereas in the past I would fold at even the slightest amount of discomfort. I would just fold up into a ball and retreat to my addictions because I couldn't handle that discomfort. And I think being able to handle pressure and handle the ups and downs that life throws at us in a healthy way is super, super important for a person's success in life. The second thing that I think makes quitting nicotine products so hard is, and I can definitely relate to this on so many levels. I heard the Vaughn, he's a YouTuber, I put his link below to the podcast talking about this. When you're addicted to cigarettes or you're addicted to vaping, that's a problem, and you know it's a problem. And you tend to put a lot of focus on that problem. It's like, man, I can't address anything else in my life right now because, I got this problem. I got this addiction that I'm dealing with. And I think it allows you to divert your attention from other problems that are going on in your life. Once you quit smoking cigarettes, once you quit vaping, once you quit whatever the addiction is, now suddenly that problem's gone and you're kind of forced to face other problems in your life. And for a lot of people, me included, that can be really, really scary. Like, I had financial problems, I had relationship problems, I had health problems, and I was really putting those problems on the back burner. And it was really easy for me to default and say, well, I got this problem, I'm chewing tobacco, I'm addicted to vaping, I got this problem. It was a problem to focus on. It was an excuse for not pursuing solutions to other problems in my life. And once I quit, I was kind of forced to start to face those other problems. And that's really what recovery, if we talk about addiction recovery, is about. It's about rebuilding your life back up. It's about addressing problems and past relationships and doing better than you did the day before. That's really what it's all about. So I think for a lot of people watching this channel, and I know I can definitely relate to that, there's probably other problems in your life that you got to be focusing on, or that you got to start turning your attention to. And don't let nicotine addiction be a distraction from tackling those problems. Don't let nicotine addiction be the perfect excuse to not pursuing solutions to other problems that you're experiencing in life, because, man, what a disservice you're doing to yourself. What a terrible thing. I always say addiction doesn't cure our problems, but it's certainly a great distraction until it becomes a major problem itself. Then we're really screwed. So I hope this video helps you guys out. I hope it sheds some mindsets and some light on two major factors that might be preventing you from quitting smoking cigarettes or vaping or using nicotine products. Why don't you guys follow me into the next video where I talk a bit more about nicotine withdrawal and what it is you can expect when you first quit. I'll see you guys there.